I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that brings us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here's to not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Welcome to We Need Help. I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and today we're going to talk about sex, baby. But before we do,
think about it all day. We're gonna actually talk about it.
Doesn't talking about it kind of like kill the mood?
Does it? I think it, like, I don't know. It's ever what I like talking about sex and thinking about it. But first, I have to make a broad stroke apology.
Oh, no.
I listened to the episode last week and I decided to publish it anyway. I hated it and I hated myself in it. And I never sounded more stupid in my life. I've never sounded more stupid.
I don't know well, does that make me stupid? Because I thought you were fascinating.
I don't know what it makes you, but I'm like, and I literally, like, my first instinct was not to post it. Then I was like, I'm just gonna post it because I think that if anybody listens and chooses to listen again, they might think I've improved.
You know what? Our word for this year is vulnerability. So there you go.
I hated myself in that last episode. Every single part of me, the way I spoke, the content of of what I spoke about. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the earth for putting that out into it.
No, you know what? But I'm glad you put it out there because this goes with our whole theme of our podcast from the very beginning. We're not fucking perfect.
I know.
And we got to
put
our, and this is our word is vulnerability. Our word is imperfection. It's duct tape. That was maybe that was
my words.
Ducky.
My words discomfort. And I'm like, I'm
probably lead into discomfort.
Fuck. Yeah. I was gonna, like, putting it out there made me think, God, it's like my worst fear. I sounded stupid and I hate that.
I think that is I'm proud of you. And I didn't think you sounded stupid because I was like taking notes as you were speaking, but I like that you put it out there anyway. And that's like a huge message because you said you were going to lean into discomfort. We said vulnerability was our word.
Yes.
And
yes,
we're not perfect, obviously.
Well, and I just felt so stupid. And that's my worst fear because, like, I'm not blaming my dad for this, but he never gave me a compliment when he only gave me compliments when it came to my looks. So it's like, I really had to feel, I was just like, so if you're listening, I'm sorry. I'm going to try to be better, but I can't guarantee anything.
I don't think you should apologize.
Okay, I'm not sorry.
No,
I guess I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not. Like,
you're not stupid. You know you're not stupid. So you're like,
I know.
I know. So whatever. I wish Elon Musk
I'm over it.
Would go and say some dumb shit. Like, why can't he say dumb shit? Like, fuck you. I'm sure there's some stupid shit like he couldn't figure something out. I hate these people who like present that they're like whatever.
Well, I don't know if Elon, or did you just say Elon Musk?
I said that, yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. Does he think he's smart or does everyone else just think he's smart? I don't.
Ooh, that's a question. It's like a Buddhist like cone or whatever they call it. Like those questions, like what is the sound of one hand clapping and and if a bear shits in the woods, does anyone smell it? Like, oh my God. It's like, does Elon Musk think he's smart or does everyone else think?
I'm just wondering, does he think he's intelligent or does he have these moments where he was on a podcast and was like, oh my God, I'm so stupid.
I sounded so dumb. Probably to Mensas.
It's like me and Elon, like, oh God, I'm so stupid. Fuck.
What was that? It was Chris Farley on Saturday Night Live. I'm so
Mhm.
stupid. It's like, because he made mistakes, like as a talk show.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm an idiot.
Yes, that's how I felt. That's how I felt. So
Well,
speaking of feeling stupid, let's talk about sex.
feeling, speaking of leaning into discomfort.
Yeah.
So I did the book. It's a great title. It's called Come As You Are, by
Oh,
Emily
so good.
Nagoski. And I love that she's got a ski there because that's like Polish represent. So
Whoop, whoop.
she teaches a course at Smith College on women's sexuality. She's a sex educator, she's a researcher. And this book is apparently, and I read most of it, not all of it, and I'm going to start doing some of the things that she suggests, but it's pretty good, damn good. I started reading it
Okay.
because I'm like feeling very disconnected recently with sex and feeling sexy and sexuality and sensuality and I'm feeling kind of meh about it. And I don't like
Yeah.
that.
No.
A long time ago, I went to a therapist and he said that your sex energy is very tied to your life energy. So if you're rejecting with like your sex energy, if it's not going on, then it's almost like you have a death wish. I was like, oh.
Oh
So
God. Well,
like,
was he trying to get in your pants?
yeah, it's like I have a solution for that.
Let me just put my penis in your vagina
Yeah.
and let's turn your life on. Um,
It's my form of CPR for you.
actually, let's go straight to the mouth with this one.
So yeah, so
Because the closer to your brain that my dick is, the better.
oh,
Um, I've noticed that when people aren't having a lot of sex, they're definitely less vibrant.
I think so because it's that old like you're glowing, like that's true. I think.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was recently watching this. I think it was Chris Rock. It was so funny. It was just how like Instagram, the reels. I was like sucked into a reel void, and suddenly Chris Rock came up, and he said the reason you have problems in your relationship is it's because you're not having sex. And he said, in the beginning, when you first met and you were having sex all the time, there was no problems. And then you're like, well,
None.
we started having problems and then we stopped having sex. He goes, no, you stopped having sex and then you started having problems because when you're having sex, the problems don't matter. And it was like, it's
Right.
true. Yeah, because
There is something to connecting on a level that I was telling Jay and I were talking about the other night, and it's like when you are both doing something together that makes for no reason. Like we're not talking about just trying to procreate. We're
yeah.
talking about just getting together and doing something to like for like doesn't have any cerebral reason. It's
Mhm.
only for pleasure.
Yeah.
Like that's it. There's something of giving yourself that gift that a lot of people don't want to do. They don't feel that they deserve it, or they don't feel like it's worth it. Like they don't, they almost, I've seen cerebral people think they're too good for that connection.
Mm. That it's
Yeah. And
like an animalistic base desire.
yeah. And it's like,
Usually find
like, yeah, calm down, freaking
you're an
Socrates.
animal, okay?
You're, yeah,
Socrates.
you take a shit or not.
We all shit and
It's
we
like,
all fuck.
yeah, yeah. And we should be doing more of both.
How, I shit right in the morning. Do you have shit patterns?
Of course I do. I'm like, I care more about my gut health than I care about anything on earth.
What are you like a wake up in the morning and go to
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
me. Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes I get some bonus ones throughout the day.
Yeah, the bonus ones. Those are nice. Keep
Yeah.
those.
How did we go from sex to taking shits? Hold on, guys, grab the reins. This is going to be a hottie.
So doozy. So yeah, so this book, there's a lot of science behind it, and I got loads out of it. And I'm just loads, get it?
I love sex terms.
Yeah, there's just like a lot, she talks about like kind of the basics in science, sort of obvious things, but then things that you don't really think about on a daily basis, like how no two anatomies are alike. Like they vary wildly, and therefore also no two sort of sex, desire, whatever, like that's no two are alike. Like it's so different and it changes over time. And it's like, I think people have been put into this model of what sex is supposed to be like. Like you're
I
supposed to
think,
feel
and
turned on, and then you're supposed to start, and then you go and have sex, and it's supposed to look
yeah,
a certain way, and then it's all supposed to look a certain way. And she's like, that is just crap, right?
I think that we think, okay, well, it's all going to start out like he's going to go down me, I'm going to go down on him. Then we're going to like go together and immediately have an orgasm. And we're going to lay there and bask in our, that is not how it works.
No, it's not how it
That's
works. And then,
not at all.
yeah, yeah, it's so she really
And
dives into that.
and at our age, like you're not feeling it. Like hormones are a thing. You have to get your hormones double checked.
That, and she says, number one factor, stress. Stress
Oh.
affects desire.
Well, I don't know anybody who's stressed out, so that wouldn't make sense.
So she also talks a lot about the difference between spontaneous and responsive sexual desire, meaning spontaneous is when you start feeling horny and you're like, I want to go have sex. And then responsive is when you're not feeling it yet, but you start doing it and the desire grows.
Yeah.
So that was super interesting to me because, and I think it's important for couples because I think couples have to feel like I'm not in the mood. You're
Yeah.
only about 15% of people are in the mood. The rest
Right.
is called responsive sexual desire, meaning you got to start doing it and then it builds.
Right.
I just thought that's so interesting because very often couples stop having sex because they don't feel it sitting there. They don't suddenly feel like they want to have sex. You have to start doing something and build. And that
Yeah.
was like mind blowing for me.
It was like, psh. It's like, I think that like also, I mean, I talk to a lot of my friends about sex. I'm very curious about sex, but like, it doesn't seem like people want to masturbate as they get older as much as they did when they were younger. And I think that is actually important.
So we're like looping it back to this spontaneous and responsive. When
Yeah.
I masturbate, it's not like I'm horny and then I'm like, I make the decision to masturbate. And as I'm
Yeah.
masturbating, that's when the arousal grows for me. So
Right.
same with sex, I think. And the reason this was mind blowing is because I think very often in relationships, we wait till we're both horny to start having sex. You just need to start doing it and
Yeah,
let
I agree.
responsiveness build. And that's where
Right.
I was like, I really started thinking about all aspects, started thinking about masturbation. Like, when do I masturbate? Do I sit there and think, I'm horny, I'm going to masturbate? No, I'm like, I have a free afternoon.
I have
I'm
three
just,
minutes. I'm going to hit this.
I am at the bus. I'm waiting for this bus.
I'm bored. I literally have nothing to do. I'm going to fuck
God,
myself.
the Zoom meeting at work is so boring. So I
Yeah.
think that was one of my biggest takeaways from this book. Like that, and
So would you think would you be willing to try like every Tuesday you and Machek having sex? Well,
I
and
have to work
report
out
back to
the
us.
day, but yeah, I'm open to just start doing it.
Well, you
So
know what? We roll out the podcast on Tuesday. That's an awful lot.
that's a lot of pressure.
Every
It's too much
Tuesday.
stress. Like I got to roll out the
Yeah,
podcast and have
it's
sex.
gonna have to, no,
Yeah,
yeah, forget it. Yeah, that's like 5 minutes of a lot.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
that's you'll do it.
I'll do
You'll
it. I'll
try
do it
to.
once a week, just to do it.
Just to do it, let's try it for 6 weeks straight and we'll report back.
Yes. All right.
Hey Siri, set an alarm for 6 weeks.
I set your alarm for 6 p.m.
Oh no, now everybody knows I have an Australian Siri.
You have an Australian Siri?
Mm-hmm.
Diary.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's got a lot of cool stuff in there. One of the things that I thought was very interesting too is she talks about shame a lot and how women are
Ooh.
ashamed and how the porn industry has ruined what vaginas should look like. Like,
What?
yeah, kind of like they should be bare and the lips should be like very minimal and the clits should look like this and like so she said like that has like actually more of pop culture than porn because porn actually when she researched porn she found that people don't like the typical thing, don't like it so neat. But she said like
You're like a hairy vag.
yeah, like give me the bush. But in pop culture, it's like you need to be clean, neat, Playboy magazine. That's what it needs to look
Yeah.
like. And then
That's what I saw as a child, and that's what I have.
wonderful. Yeah.
But
But not all women
I
have them.
but you should manage your hair
Y-
a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with that for my personal taste, but I think it's taste is what you like. And again, no two are alike. And then the reasoning behind the shame, this was super interesting. She said, because women's genitals are tucked away between their legs as if they
Mhm.
want to be hidden, whereas male genitals face forward for all to see.
Yeah.
I just thought that was super interesting. And so she sort of said to embrace the genitals you have and kind of
Yeah.
like befriend your genitals. Like these are the ones I have and like kind of own them, which I thought that was a really nice way of putting it because yeah, Playboy magazine, it's sort of like I don't think most women's vaginas look like that.
Well, no, and none of them are airbrushed for sure, but I do think you should, groom them and make them look good. And like, I think there's a process to like, you know, getting ready if you're going to have sex, like being ready for it and being like feeling good about, just the way doing the most with what you have. I'm not saying I mean, I don't know what it's like to hate my body. My mom set me up really well for that, but I know a lot of people do. But you can just turn out the lights. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you genuinely don't like your body, and there have been times when I've been less like feeling it than others, I just turn out the lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and not take it so seriously, I guess.
Exactly. That's another thing, like this extreme self-centered fear, oh my God, and taking it so seriously. But she said, one of the activities that she suggests was to take a good hard look at your vagina, like get a mirror down there and explore it and just learn to like it.
Yeah.
And once you've fully accepted it, move on to other parts of your body, which I really like that activity. I think it's a cool, like, self-love activity and just kind of embrace each part of you. Because that
Yeah.
will, once you have that full acceptance of yourself, it's easier for you to just relax into a sexual situation. She also talked about how everyone has a different sexual personality, and it's just not the way it's presented, like in pop culture, where,
Right.
ooh, attraction, then this, then we have sex and we just keep doing it. She said it's like the pairing in your sexual personality is like an accelerator and a brake.
Right.
And it's some people can go fast. What the things that make you break and stop are different,
Right.
different
Give
things
me
work
an
for different people at
example.
different times. So she gave an example, and this is a stupid example, but it's kind of an example of being tickled. If you're just randomly tickled, that might not turn you on, right? It might just be like, like a turn off.
No.
But if
No, uncle, stop.
yeah. But if you get in the mood and you're slowly revved up and you're getting turned on, a tickle at a certain point could be something very erotic.
Yeah, like on your legs or something like
Yeah,
that. Like
yeah,
a
yeah, yeah. And so that was kind of an interesting example. Or somebody could do something during sex that totally puts on the brakes, like,
Do you remember that sex test that we took? And
yeah,
it was like 4 different types of sexual that
yeah,
you are. You were the sexual.
yes,
And I was the shapeshifter, but I don't remember how to take that test, but I learned a lot from,
yeah,
and Jason took it and I learned a lot about him. He's a sexual as well.
yeah. And it's just, yeah, it's just a matter of like really being okay with how you get turned on and how you want your sexual experience to look, and just like embracing it, and that if it doesn't fit the cookie cutter sexual experience that's shown in pop culture, like that's okay. Like get rid of your false ideas of how sex is supposed to work. Because
I
the way,
don't know.
you
Does
know,
it make you nervous to tell your partner what you actually like?
I
Be
think
honest.
so. I think
It
so.
does me. Yeah, I mean, it did for years and years. It still does.
Yeah.
But like, it makes me feel too vulnerable if I like something and he hasn't done it. And like, I'm nervous. It's taken me a long time to even get comfortable a little bit, and I'm still not there. But I think telling them what you want is really important.
Yeah. It's hard to do, I think, but it is
Yeah.
important. It's almost like it's like with food. If somebody keeps serving you beets and you fucking hate beets, but you keep eating them, like it's okay not to like beets. So you say, no, thank
Yeah.
you. I don't like beets. No one's going to be offended. But if it's sex, I don't
But I
like,
think you're worried that they're still going to come to the table with beets. And you're like,
I mentioned I hate beets in all forms. That's beet juice. I could
yeah.
taste it, motherfucker. Like, get
Yeah.
that
It,
shit
it
away.
appears you're going towards my asshole on this one.
I do not.
That better not be a plate of anal
That
right there.
86 it because it's not.
Listen, dude, those beats aren't happening. Okay. You better find a new dining
Eat
partner.
it.
You better find a new dining partner. But no, I like it's very uncomfortable until you get used to saying what you like. And I think that like
Yeah.
when you're training a new lover, you should probably, or an old lover, you can teach old dogs new tricks, and you can like say what you did like for a while till like the confidence is there.
Yeah. And then also,
Maybe.
yeah, also what's interesting is she said that what you like your dynamic can change over the years. So what you maybe liked as a young adult, something else turns you on when you're older. And I thought that was pretty cool. Like, because you don't really think about that. You think, oh, I've just always been turned on by this, but that can develop, that can grow. Um, we each operate with two systems. So one is the sexual excitation system, so what gets us going, and then the
Okay.
sexual inhibition system, so what kind of turns us off. And everyone has
Okay.
just different stuff. It's like very complex, very complex. So it's like good to communicate about it, but it's best to also get to know yourself a little bit.
Yeah, kind of like figuring out. I think that that's been the most fun part about
Yeah.
sex is like just deciding what I like and what I don't
Yeah.
like, and just admitting to myself that I do like certain things and don't like others. It's like if you're not willing to think about yourself, how can you expect your partner to?
Yeah. Yeah. And that yeah, I think that's interesting too. Just like and not feeling bad if what you like is different from the norm. Unless it's pedophilia,
Yeah.
get the fuck out of here. But like go
Yeah.
get some help. But like
I mean,
but
you're
like
just sick
and yeah,
beyond belief
but
with
I'm
that. But like
yeah, but
other stuff,
other stuff like if it's in the like normal like maybe you prefer to masturbate always. And she
yeah.
talks a lot about how she never liked penetration. She just always orgasmed with vibrators on her clitoris and like
Yeah.
or she I think either she was talking about herself or somebody that she knows, but like she felt like a lot of shame.
Somebody that I
My
know
friend.
really likes clitoral stimulation while penetrated.
So that's interesting to not shame yourself for you like what you like. Okay. That's
Yeah.
fine, right? It doesn't have to fit into this certain box. So that was interesting. And then she really talked a lot about stress reduction. Like reduce your stress, be affectionate towards your body, let go of the false ideas of how sex is supposed to work, and create the space for your actual sex personality.
Well, and if you're not doing well, this is like, Lizzie's tips, but the whole thing. But like, if you're not feeling connected to your partner, masturbating together is nice. Like sometimes, if you're not, maybe.
I mean, it could be. See, that's the thing. Nice for you might not be nice for anybody else, but it's all about.
But I think people think they have to actually penetrate to have intimacy, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like trying different things at different times is together. I mean, masturbation, I think, is different than a sexual relationship with someone else. It's really a very intimate relationship with yourself, but like, being disconnected from your lover, from the person you're supposed to be connected with, I think that a lot of people don't think they have a great sex life because they're not willing to step outside of what that norm you were talking about looks like.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're locked in a way.
Mm.
So that's as far as I got. I'm going to continue to read the book, and I'm going to try, the 6 week
6 weeks
program.
sex off. You're welcome, Machek.
You're welcome. But but I'm really happy that I'm reading this. I think it's a really good one, and I recommend it to anybody who kind of wants to just get a new perspective, because it really kind of made me go, it's okay, and it made me sort of excited to explore again and try. So I'm happy about it.
I'm very excited for you. Whenever you have more sex, you're going to be happier. It's a thing.
Yeah. So we'll see. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Unless you're in that hate sex relationship, we've all been in one where nothing else works except the sex.
Yeah. Oh, been in that. Oh, been in that. Yeah.
Sometimes that's in your, like, it was toxic, but it was also really great. But I think all relationships have ebb and flow in sex.
I think
just
so.
like anything else.
I think so too. Good. Well, that's it for me.
Yay. Well, next week we're actually going to do the subject of adult bullies.
I am so looking forward to this one. I think it's such a unique subject, because when we think of bullies, we just think of little kids.
Oh my God. Oh yeah. And you know what? Little bullies are made by big bullies. I found. And I haven't got the book yet, but we're going to talk about how women specifically bully other women in different ways. Moms, in different just social settings, at work, because it happens a lot at work. So the passive aggressive bully, they're called relational aggressors.
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Can't wait. I can't wait for you to tell me all about that one. So
yeah, I'm excited about that subject because I think we all deal with that a little bit here and there.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I love you so much.
I love you always, and I'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Thanks for joining us this week on We Need Help, the podcast, the duct tape of self-help.
Please visit our website, weneedhelpthepodcast.com, where you can find links to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and all the others, so you'll never miss a show.
You'll also find links to the books we've reviewed and our amazing store.
If you enjoy this podcast, go right now, because if you're anything like us, you'll never do it later. Like and share our page and episodes on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or just tell a friend about the show. That would help us out too.
Also, feel free to let us know what you need help with, and we'll try to cover it in a future episode. You can also find us on Instagram at weneedhelp_the podcast.
Thank you for listening.